Hello again, Jim Dowson here, guest presenter with the Templar Report. What we're going to talk about today? Well, we're going to talk about the deplatforming of people. Now, anybody on the right wing, conservative wing, Christian wing, the Republican wing, conservative wing, we all know about it because we've been getting deplatformed for years. But it's actually now beginning to happen to the libtards, the lefties and the snowflakes. And boy, oh boy, do they hate it. They're not liking it at all. And they're having meltdowns. But before I go into this, it's an interesting concept to think that the people like PayPal and Stripe and all these folk, they act like modern day robber barons. There's absolutely no control over them. For example, if you sign a lease with a landlord for a shop or a restaurant and you get in there and spend £1 million kitting it out, and the day before you go to move in, or you've only been in a few weeks and the landlord comes and changes the locks, you take him to court and you get restitution. Absolutely. But online, if you build up a page or Facebook or an online business, they can just switch you off, and they do. No explanation, nothing. We just don't want you in our thing anymore. And not only are we kicking you off and destroying your business, all your staff are out of work, people are in terrible financial hardship, we're also keeping a hold of the money that's in the PayPal account for 180 days. And we're not paying you interest on it either. This is what they're doing. I mean, it's happened to groups that I work with, and millions of pounds have been lost. Millions. So over the last year, hundreds of millions of pounds have been seized by PayPal, mainly from right-wing groups, and kept for up to 6 months. And of course, these people have been destroyed, utterly destroyed, gone. And all the staff paid off, and people facing house repossessions, evictions and all the rest of it. And everybody thought it was quite funny. But now it's happening to the lefties and the libtards. They're all jumping up and down and having tantrums. But why is this allowed? I'll tell you why it's allowed. Because these groups, these corporations are doing the government's dirty work. You know, there should be a rule that unless you're breaking the law, unless you've actually been convicted in a court of law, you should not have your PayPal, Stripe or any other thing taken down. That's fair in a normal society. So the police are the ones who should come to PayPal and say, this organisation's been done for hate crime, whatever it is. Please take them down. I'm fine with that. That's good. That's acceptable. But what happens is, the agitators out there just tell PayPal, these people, we don't really like what they're saying. They're not breaking the law, but we don't like them. Take them down. That's draconian. And that's no way to run a democracy. And if you do that, do you know what happens? You'll drive people underground. And you know what happens when people go underground? They come bursting out back onto the surface again. But this time they're not waving a Facebook meme at you. They're waving something much worse. So on your own head be it. If that's how you want to play it, you'll sow the wind, but you'll reap the whirlwind. I can see it. I can see it, and anybody with a brain can see it. So it's deeply unfair. But let's look at this, what's happened this week. An Instagram star is filmed sobbing, more than sobbing, she's having a complete mental breakdown, over the prospect of a 9-to-5 job because her account boasting 113,000 followers was deleted for being spam. So she's having a meltdown because she says, I'm going to have to get a job and work from 9 to 5. She's having a total meltdown. Her name is Jessie Taylor. She's posted a very tearful online video sobbing at the prospect of having to go and get a real job after her Instagram account was taken down. I don't even know what Instagram is, but I'm old. I've heard it, but I'm not on it. Am I on it? I'm on Instagram. Somebody put me on Instagram that I don't know about. No. I don't think I'm on it. I'm on Twitter and I never use that either. Load of rubbish. Anyway, Taylor, who boasted more than 113,000 followers, said she isn't cut out for work because she is worthless and brings nothing to the table. Well, Taylor, we agree with you. You're completely worthless, useless, oxygen thief. But anyway, let's have a look at that. And how is she famous? Famous for doing what? Did she invent some drug that cures cancer? No, she just goes on and talks a load of rubbish and shows her bits off a wee bit, titivating folk. Unbelievable. Probably teenage boys ought to subscribe to it, no doubt. She says, I'm always going to fight the people. I always get kicked out of places. I am not work material. I will never be work material. Well, so why should we be making a living then, you silly, silly woman? Jessie continued. Well, she was good at something, seemingly. I was a prostitute. I used to strip every single day. I don't do that anymore because I make all my money online. Well, now, she fears she'll end up a homeless prostitute without her Instagram account. Well, listen, I get kicked off Facebook a wee while back for about the 10th time. So I'm going to make a video crying my wee eyes out. I'm going to end up a male escort and homeless because of no Facebook. What's this idiot's name? Jesse, get a life. There's people dying of cancer. There's kids starving in Africa. There's people can't pay their medical bills. And you're wandering about here crying your eyes out. Honestly, if you don't believe me, have a look at this.
I am nothing without my following. I am nothing without my following. What some of you guys have to realize is I have no skills. I'm $20,000 in debt from school, from college. So I can't even go to college if I wanted to. I used to work at McDonald's before I did YouTube, Instagram, before I had 100,000 followers, before I had everything in my life. I was a loser. Like, working at McDonald's. Not saying there's anything wrong with people working at McDonald's because I worked there, but I don't want to go back to that life. I'm perfectly happy where I'm at, and I have no job qualifications. I could never work a normal job. I'm worthless. I bring nothing to the table. Zero. I bring nothing to the table.
Can you believe that? What a what do you call this? Such a sense of entitlement. And this is what we're breeding nowadays amongst our young people, this ridiculous sense of entitlement. I don't want to work, so I'm going to be a YouTube star or a thing. And by the way, it affects the right wing as well. The amount of utter idiots out there who are purporting to be right wing, who make a fortune out of their YouTube videos and their podcasts and all the rest of it. They're as right wing as this thumb. They're ridiculous. They're idiots. And if the money wasn't there, you'd never hear from them again. I can tell you that right now. I've been in this game since I was 9-year-old. I was first arrested 9 years of age collecting money for Patriots. And these people, they've just came in the last 4 or 5 years because you can make a lot of money now doing podcasts, travelling about the world, be a kind of terror tourist or whatever. They're no Patriots. They're there because there's money there. So I actually think, in a way, deplatforming is very good. It's going to get rid of all these parasites and trash that see money in conflict and see money in the decline of the West and see money in stirring folk up against Muslims and everything else. They just do it for the money. So when the money's gone, they'll be gone. Mark my words. Anyway, moving quickly on. Wow, this is a crazy thing as well. This is almost like a safe space broadcast rather than a Templar report, but you won't believe this. Here we are. The modelling world. We know it's corrupt and rotten to begin with, but this is, and all this madness now about trans, I mean, here we are. Trans-disabled teen model Aaron Phillip is the future of fashion. Check this guy out. Okay, what do you make of that then, eh? Imagine that coming down the catwalk at you. Now, don't start, you got to be nice with people that are disabled. And look at the glasses in me. Thick as jam jars. I can hardly see in front of me. So I suppose I'm a bit disabled. But would I put myself up as a fighter pilot? No, because I can't see. And if you don't look the part, don't put yourself up as a model. Well, what are people doing now? Oh, yes, you're hideously disabled, so you're a model, obviously. I don't think so. I don't think so. Let's just not play this game. Let's not play this game. It's like a few years ago they were saying, oh, these models on the catwalk, they're too good looking. We need to get some ugly people in to be models. Why? Who's saying this? I'll tell you who's saying it. The libtards, the crazy feminists and all the rest of it, who are so damned ugly, they feel affronted by looking at beauty. Listen, I'm no oil painting. I'm no George Clooney. I've got a mirror in my house. Several of them. I try not to look at them. But I would never put myself forward as a model because I don't have what it takes to be a model. I'm very good and very skilled in other areas of life and expertise, but I ain't no model material. And I don't need somebody taking pity on me and saying, oh no, you could be a model, Jim. Come on, we'll put you in the front page of Ellie or one of these magazines. Nonsense. Utter nonsense. We need to accept everybody's different. If you're disabled, fine, great, no problem, be disabled. But to put people forward, you just couldn't make this up. I mean, it's like every single box ticked for the libtards. So the guy's trans, or lady's trans, who knows, teenage, black, everything. And I'm quite sure they're left-leaning, quite sure of it. So every box is ticked to the Mad Skulls tick list of social acceptability. So Aaron Phillips, he's made history this summer as the first black trans disabled model to sign with the elite model agency. Is there any boxes we've missed there? Ain't missed. Yeah. Gay. Yeah. Could be gay, but he's no gay. Well, wait a minute, that's complicated, because if he's trans and he identifies as something else and he's doing sex with somebody, who's to say he's gay? He's maybe, I don't know. Let's not go there. It's too complex. I cannot work it out. Don't, please, it's a Friday. It's getting late. I don't have the time to try and work this conundrum of madness out. Anyway, Phillips identifies, here we are. Phillips identifies as disabled, gender, non-conforming trans woman. What the heck? What's that? Wait, let me read this again. Wait a minute here. Phillips identifies as, so it might not even be true in the first place. He identifies as disabled. It might not even be disabled. It might have been fit as a flea, but he identifies as being disabled. So therefore, he is. I say, therefore I am. So Phillips identifies as a disabled, transgender, non-conforming trans woman, and says his family has embraced his identity. The apple didn't fall far from the tree, but it's filling in. They're still adjusting. I bet you they'll be adjusting for the rest of their life and learning. So it's something we take day by day, but they're really proud. Really? Well, you can't be anything else, because if you say anything against them, you'll have the cops round and arrest you for being transphobic. That's the reality. Philip says, seeing Naomi Campbell stomp the runway sparked his own love of fashion. But listen, Philip, you're in a wheelchair. You ain't stomping down no runway. Let's just get this out here. Let's be blunt about this, because I'm fed up pandering to these people. You know that? You're in a wheelchair. You're going to be stomping nowhere. In one photo shoot, Philip wore a vest with the words, oh, now this is annoying me now, God is trans. So see anybody out there who's listening to me and say, that's very insulting, Jim, what you're saying about this, because this fella's disabled, blah, 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 and trans and all the rest of it. Get stuffed. Because look what he said on his t-shirt, God is trans. Talk about insulting. Well, I'm insulted. Can I phone the cops and say I want this guy arrested for his words that deeply offend me to my core? Of course I can. But when this broadcast comes out, can this guy phone the cops and say I want that Jim Dawson arrested because he said some things to me that's upset me? Yep. And there's a good possibility that I'll be arrested. Come and arrest me. I would love to stand in a court and give my account of this whole nonsense, this extreme BS that we're having to put up with. God is trans. No, he's not. God is God, and you, my friend, will be under severe judgment come the day for even saying such an outrageous thing. May God have mercy on your soul. And it's just outrageous that people come out with this, but nothing's done because he's black, trans. Oh, what is he? Disabled, gender, non-conforming trans woman. So he is above and beyond the law of all decency. Now this other one, Susanna Hooker. Good name for the fashion industry. Image director of Elite Model Management said, it's crucial for agencies to promote diversity and inclusion. Okay, let's get some KKK models. Let's get some neo-Nazi models. Let's get some mad communist Antifa models. Let's bring them all in. Let's bring them, the whole heap of them in. Why don't we have some paedophile models? Why don't we have some mass murderer models? Bring them all in. We've all got to be diverse and inclusive. No. Diversity and inclusion means trans, gay, black, left-wing. That's it. You ain't going to see nobody reaching out to bring out about diversity and inclusion to the right wing and anybody else. We all know what it means. You're fooling nobody. Anyway, I've got myself worked into a frenzy with that. I can't believe this stuff is going on. It's just terrifying. Absolutely terrifying. Well, listen, stay safe. This here is the antidote. The good book. Stick close to God because these people are crazy. They're out their minds and they terrify the life out of me. Stick close to Jesus and you won't go far wrong. That's all from me. I'll speak to you again on the Templar Report. Thank you.
The threat is real. And we are on the front line. In a world of misinformation and attacks from the left and mainstream media, censorship, deplatforming, it is time to call out the fake news and bring you the truth. We are the Knights Templar. Visit our website and join today. We are the Resistance. Deus Vult.